Well, it's almost 12 noon and I'm walking alone to meet my wife. I'm walking along Nanjing Road, one of the most important commercial streets in Shanghai. Nanjing Road as a whole, counting both the pedestrian section and this western part, is more than 5 kilometers long. It's considered the first commercial street of modern China, with over 100 years of history. Hi, I'm Chili, a rookie dad, freelance designer, and this is our life as new parents here in Shanghai. Today, I want to tell you about a normal day for us, which ended up not being so normal because a typhoon hit us that night. But let's go step by step. Let's start with lunch. Alright, I've arrived at Uniqlo. My wife is here with my daughter. We had agreed to meet here because she was doing some shopping. Uniqlo is a Japanese brand, but China is one of its biggest markets outside Japan. In Shanghai alone, there are dozens of stores, and a lot of the time, the basics here end up cheaper than in other countries because of how close they are to the factories. Does it happen to you too, that you end up buying more basics than you need every time you walk into a Uniqlo? It always happens to me. Alright, we've picked up my wife and daughter, and now we're going to have lunch at a Taiwanese restaurant we really like. This place is small, but it's always full. And what we order is almost always the same, the famous fan, minced pork rice. Fan is considered one of Taiwan's most representative dishes. It's white rice topped with minced pork, stewed for hours in soy sauce and 5 spice, sometimes with a boiled egg. Every Taiwanese family has its own version, almost like we do with sancocho back home. It reminds me a lot of my time living in Taiwan when I ate this almost every week. Do you have a dish that the moment you eat it instantly takes you back to another time in your life? Tell me which one in the comments. And this particular part of Nanjing Shilu is full of new conceptual brands. The kind that open pop-up stores for a few months and then disappear. Here, for example, there's a bakery cafe with 2 storefronts right next to each other, and the whole brand is built around a question mark. The name is literally "I'm Snack," question mark included. Alright, after lunch we went home to take a nap. The after lunch nap, called Wuxui, is a deeply rooted custom in China. Offices and even schools have a set time for people to sleep, between 20 and 40 minutes after eating. In my case, as a freelancer, I don't have a fixed schedule for anything, but I take the nap very seriously. Alright, it's about 6 in the evening now, and I went out for a walk like I do almost every day. But today, I went out earlier than usual because a typhoon is approaching and I wanted to get my walk in before the weather started turning bad. Typhoon season in Shanghai generally runs from July to September, and the city uses a color-coded alert system, blue, yellow, orange, and red, to warn people how strong the storm is expected to be. You could tell the city was getting ready, fewer people on the street than usual for this time, and shops already bringing in the things they had outside. Walking around, you could already feel the strong wind. I saw a couple of shared bikes knocked over in the middle of the street, and also some tree branches already fallen on the sidewalk. I got home just before the strong gusts started. Do you have to deal with hurricane, typhoon, or severe storm season where you live? Tell me how you prepare for it. Once inside, I played with my daughter for a while. We had dinner and we went to sleep listening to the wind hitting the windows harder and harder outside. The typhoon swept through.
¿Y las orejas? Eso, y la otra oreja. ¿Se la llevó el tifón?
Well, it's morning now. The typhoon has passed, and today I woke up early to watch the World Cup match Argentina against Switzerland. And good news for the Argentinians, at least because Argentina won.
Viquisita. Iggy. Chiquis.
In the end, this typhoon wasn't as strong as expected. It was mostly just a scare, a lot of wind, a bit of rain, but nothing serious. And honestly, compared to what I went through in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, this was nothing. Let me tell you, I lived for a while in Kaohsiung, in southern Taiwan, and in a single year I was there, we got hit by 4 typhoons in a row. Because of its geographic location, Taiwan is one of the areas in the world with the highest typhoon activity. On average, it gets hit by around 3 or 4 significant typhoons a year, some years quite a few more. And when I say we had to prepare, I mean it seriously. We had to tape the windows in an X shape so the glass wouldn't break from the wind. We also had to have food rations ready, bottled water, and in some cases people were even asked to collect water in buckets or in the bathtub in case the water supply went out. That's what living through a real typhoon is like. Compared to that, last night here in Shanghai was barely a strong breeze. Have you ever been through a real hurricane or typhoon? The kind you actually have to seriously prepare for? Tell me about your experience in the comments. Well, that's how this day went for us. It started with meeting up at Uniqlo, Taiwanese pork rice, a nap, a race against the clock before the typhoon, and it ended with a soccer match the next morning. What did you think of this video? Tell me in the comments which part you liked the most. And if you have any questions about what it's like living here in China, from my perspective here at home, after almost 15 years here in Shanghai, leave it in the comments. Alright, if you want to keep following this rookie dad, Chino Rolo, subscribe, like and share this video. See you next time, bye bye!